Hi, welcome to the Mangala Samiti podcast, where I talk about business, life, personal development, and other ideas that matter. I am your host, Mangala Samiti, and I am many things: a chartered global management accountant, CFO, author, voiceover artist, and so much more. But I really am just one thing, and that is a creator. I create content and solutions to problems and challenges. I hope this podcast will help you on your own journey to greatness. I was listening to a 2000 hits playlist on Apple Music this past weekend, and Mariah Carey's Obsessed played, and it tickled me. I don't know if you know the song, Obsessed by Mariah Carey. It goes something like, "Oh, why you so obsessed with me? Boy, I wanna know. Lying that you're sexing me when everybody knows." Mariah Carey, Obsessed. Very funny song. So it really did tickle me. So I don't know if you've ever been obsessed with something or someone ever in your life. It's really an interesting thing. So you meet someone, you instantly take a liking to them, and they reciprocate, and before long there's something brewing there. You see maybe a future or something that could blossom into something beautiful. Things happen. But in Ray Dalio's words, you can have anything in your life, but not everything. And because you cannot have everything, it comes to an end. One of you ends it. But then you become obsessed with the idea of that person, and you still want them, you're still yearning for them, you're still craving them. You're checking their social media, you want to call or message them to see how they're doing, just hear their voice, or just chat to them. Or maybe you want to try to reignite something, but no. All you're left with is a clear obsession. I want to thank you so much for tuning in this week. Let's chat obsessions and how you can utilize them to your advantage. Now, an obsession can be defined as an idea or thought that continually preoccupies or intrudes on a person's mind. I find obsessions really fascinating because they keep playing on your mind, and from a place of desire, that of want, and that of need. Have you ever been obsessed? Like really, really obsessed? You see, I find that my everyday life is made up of nothing but obsessions. I live and breathe obsessions. It's the only way I've ever known to live and achieve anything and everything, by becoming obsessed with it. Now, of course, there are healthy and unhealthy obsessions, and obsessions that involve you doing what would otherwise be illegal or infringe on someone else's rights are negative and unhealthy, and these are definitely not encouraged. Obsessions, on the other hand, that propel you to be and do better, not only for yourself, but those around you as well, are considered positive and are definitely encouraged. You see, in my work, I truly believe one of the biggest reasons I've been able to become a better financial leader is by being obsessed with the finance function, the department, its people, all our stakeholders, and just making everything better. I'm constantly learning and evolving, even when I think I've mastered it. I'm always asking the question, but is this the best way? Can we do it better? Or when someone else suggests an improvement, I'm evaluating it and implementing it quickly. I'm always implementing changes to make things better, utilizing the principles of Kaizen or continuous improvement, but only because I'm obsessed with it. I remember someone once said to me, "I've never truly met anyone who loves their work as much as you do." Now, part of it truly is that I'm obsessed with work. I'm obsessed with it all the time. Work is an integral part of me, and I'm constantly ever thinking about it, dwelling on it, spending whatever opportunity I can on it. Whenever an issue arises, my mind cannot get off of it until I sort it out. And there's times where I literally dream about it and wake up the next morning with a clear solution. I truly thank God for my wife, as she's understood this part of me, and she never ever complains about how much time I spend on work. I think other women would have kicked me to the curb by now. You see, but whenever I desire, want, or need something, it begins to consume my mind, and I develop this focus, this laser sharp focus on this one thing. And I keep on hitting at it constantly, gnawing at it constantly, scratching it, working on it for months at times until I see the path to make it happen. I'll give you an example. Right before COVID hit, that was in 2020, March 2020, and before lockdown, my wife and little one had traveled out of the country to Zambia. Then lockdown happened and they couldn't return. They were stuck there for 6 months until the desire to get them back hit its peak and once again began to consume me. I started searching for a solution. I started searching for a way to get them back. Borders were closed. Nobody was being allowed back into the country. But I was searching and searching and searching and trying to find a way to get them back. I wrote to the SA High Commission in Zambia. They told me closed, nothing we can do. I wrote to DIRCO officials and so on. Until I remember I finally got a response from a DIRCO official advising that it could only be handled by Home Affairs. It seemed bleak, but I say to myself, you know what? Nothing, the biggest thing that can happen, the biggest issue, the biggest negative to this is them saying no. What's the worst that could happen? Just a no. So I went to Home Affairs website and I found top department officials' emails. And I remember one of the emails was minister@dha.gov.za, and I presume that's the minister's email address. So I wrote directly to that minister's email and also copied in the DG, the Director General, and all other officials that I could copy in that I found on that particular website. And before long, and this was unbelievable, before long, I got a response acknowledging my mail and requesting a motivation and some other supporting documents, which I quickly put together. I wasn't expecting that to even have happened as quickly as it did. But about 6 weeks later, 6 to 7 or 8 weeks later, I received a signed letter by the Minister of Home Affairs allowing my wife and daughter to return. It was unbelievable. It was dumbfounding. It was shocking, surprising, especially with all the negative news you hear about Home Affairs. I definitely didn't think my request would be granted. But here it was, signed letter in hand. And that letter was delivered to Zambia and my wife and daughter returned. Sometimes obsessions and really taking chances when you've got nothing to lose play out in crazy, crazy ways that you least expect. See, when you really, really want something and you're willing to do anything legal, of course, to get it, and you allow it to consume your mind such that everything you do, you're constantly searching for that one solution. You're constantly searching to make it work, the path to it, the results that you then begin to see. The result is an astonishing result, and you may just achieve that one thing you've been wanting. You truly can have anything you want, provided you're willing to put yourself out there and do every single thing you can to get it. Whatever sacrifices are needed, whatever sacrifices are required, whatever steps you have to take, whichever way you have to run the race, it is possible. See, in Outliers, Malcolm Gladwell basically says the self-made man is a myth, and success is dependent on a series of lucky events, rare opportunities, and other external factors which are out of our control. And the biggest thing that I've found is that this, of course, is all very true. There's a lot of luck in success. There's a lot of opportunities in success that are not of your own making. But you see, luck and opportunities have to find you ready too. And you should train your eye to see and identify them. Because the problem with opportunities is they don't come and tell you, hey, I'm an opportunity, here I am, take me now, I'm ready for you to take me. They come disguised in some sort of a problem that needs you to think, that needs you to craft a solution, that needs you to think through it and come up with an idea that creates that solution. Opportunities come and you have to be able to see the other side of it and be able to see that this is indeed an opportunity for you that can take you higher. So you should train your mind, to train your eye to see and identify these opportunities. And you do that through the actions that you take, the places that you put yourself in, and the chances that you actively pursue. If you don't put yourself out there and try every single thing you can, obsess and take those chances, nothing will ever work out. After all, you see, you don't score a goal by sitting and watching the ball. You actually have to kick it towards the direction you want it to go to. And that direction is your goal, because only then will you score. I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please, if you have any feedback on this, any ideas, or any other podcast at all, please do send me an email on mangaliso.meaty@gmail.com. Thank you for all your comments to date. Thank you for all your emails. Thank you for all your words of encouragement. I am truly happy and honored and pleased that this podcast is making some sort of a difference in your life. Until next time, have a great week.